Good afternoon, my friends. I am so happy that you all have joined it. And I must not say friends, we are like a family. We learn from each other and we enjoy Ikebana together. So you all were asking me on my personal chat that how and when and I started the book, what inspired me to do the book, and so many questions I was getting. So for that, instead of giving you individual answer, I thought let me talk to everyone together so we clear up our doubts and learn from, again I say each other, because I am also open to learn from you. Where I have gone wrong, I will know about it. Okay, so now where did I start and how did I start? So last year, same time in April, we had a lockdown. We had nothing to do. We were trapped in the house, no flowers. And you all must be missing that if we don't have flowers, what do? We can't do Ikebana. And we are so used to doing Ikebana that it's like air, you can say, to breathe, or the way our lifestyle is, it's a part of our lifestyle, I must say. So we need to work with Ikebana. It's like a riyaj. When you are learning music, you keep on practicing. We have to practice it to become excellent. So this is how I was missing my class. And I used to go to the market sometimes, like we were allowed to go for the grocery, and like 1 kilometer radius you can move around. So one day I was just talking to my brother that I am so fed up, I am not getting any flowers. So he sent me some flowers, like it was a basil flower. I remember it was a sweet basil he had which had a white scented flowers. So he sent me those flowers, and we had a jambu tree in my compound, which some berries fall down. So that too I picked up, and from that I started making a ring. And then like going out and cutting, then whenever I used to go to the grocery or for a medical thing or something, or for a morning walk sometimes, I used to carry my scissors. So wherever I used to see the flowers, I used to cut and bring. So I used to do chori, as we say. In Ikebana, we learn to steal the material also. Now, when I was making the arrangement, there was no idea of a book. This was just, I was making it. So whatever I used to get, I used to do the arrangement. So there was no like making a rimpa. Ohara, if we see Ohara book, there is a rimpa, there is a landscape. Yeah, there are landscape here, or some basic style, or Gunjin or something, which are our classical arrangement. Because the material, what I used to get, I used to work with it. And the way I said, I was not interested in making the book, but I was just sharing it with my friend. And that also I have shared a few arrangements. But she was the one who said in the month of October that I must make a book which will inspire many people. That if you ever got limited resources, then also you can make a lovely Ikebana arrangement. So I must give a thanks to her to inspire me to make this book. And another thanks that COVID came and I learned to make with whatever material was available. So that was the inspiration behind the book. Okay. So the photography is also normal. In COVID time, we are not supposed to allow any strangers to come in. And as it was just for my personal reason I was making it. There was no question of photographing it on a professional level. Now I will ask any question on this inspiration. So you will see very different kind of material I have used, which is very easily available near your place, and some seed pod which always falls from the tree which I have picked up. So there are so many things you can incorporate in your Ikebana arrangement. Now we start the questions from Kanyaka, who is my youngest student. And I don't know what she will like to ask me. She is a very good in her Ikebana. So let's listen what is her question, Kanyaka.
Hello. So the thing was that there were like, each arrangement. So my first question is like each arrangement had different and very unique names. Okay. So I just wanted to know like what was the thought or inspiration, how you came up with those like, unique names, because they were actually very like, appropriate and apt, I felt, for each arrangement that you had portrayed in the book. That's why.
Okay. So you think the names what I have given is appropriate, right? And
Yes.
the other thing, you think we should name it or we should not name it?
Of course, I feel everything has to have a name. Like since each flower also has a name, and each human being. So even an arrangement having a name, it's like, appropriate. So I feel, yeah, you should.
Yeah. Okay. So you gave the answer. So when I was clicking it, it was no idea of naming it, nothing. This came only when I started compiling it into a book. Okay. Then I thought I must name them. Otherwise, if it is nameless, then it is just gone. You see different way, or you just flip the pages and go to the next page. So you lose what I wanted to convey, right? So I searched, and what I got a feeling from looking at that arrangement after clicking it and leaving it for 3-4 months. So that inspired me to whatever name came in my mind. What feeling I got it when I was looking at it. So that is how it has been named.
Okay. Can I ask another question as well?
Sure, sure.
So in the preface of the book where you were talking, like, about your inspiration, and, as you told the story as well, in the end of the preface, there was something like, called as Aparigaha. I mean, what was like, if you could explain a little more about what that actually means?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Kanyaka. Coming from you is a really good thing. Aparigraha is, as I've said, it's a Sanskrit word. So to possess less. So if you don't possess everything, don't try to accumulate everything. You will see, I will ask you that question anyway. You can do with bare minimum. And if you can do with bare minimum, the other, like I will give you an example. You have got 100 t-shirts and you keep on collecting, you are going to pile it up, right? And you are not going to use it, but you use 10 and give away your 90. So many people are going to benefit it. Am I right? So the same way in arrangement, we connect this not on a spiritual level, we'll connect with the Ikebana. So for Ikebana, we think we need so many things and we keep on cutting so many greens and flowers and we collect in a bucket. And then we try to make one arrangement and we leave those flowers which are untouched, wasted. Am I right? So for that, we don't need so much flowers. So come to what you need, cut what you need. And again, the vases also, I don't have this, ma'am, how can I do it? Ask me sometime, miss, I don't have that vase, so how can I do it? So it's not like that. If you can do with anything. So collecting bare minimum, you can work. So collect what you need. Just don't keep on grabbing. So when we just keep on collecting that, like I will feel that Kanyaka has got better vase than me, so that jealousy comes, your ego comes, all these things comes in between. So try to live with bare minimum what you require. Okay. I hope you will learn that, which will help you.
So my last question would be like in one arrangement, I mean the diffuser one, which was named Beauty In and Out. There was an arrangement that you had done. I just wanted to know how was water stored in that particular arrangement, since the surface for it was very low. I mean, I wanted to know how flowers would stay for a longer period of time if anyone had to create it in that particular, if they had to create it in the diffuser.
Yeah, now I don't have a diffuser right now with me, but diffuser has got enough space to store I had kept a small pin holder inside, okay? And it has enough space. I mean, it is that much high that it is covering up my pin holder. Okay. So that much water is enough for a flower to survive. Am I right?
Okay.
You always say put the water in your container and touch. It has to cover the pin holder. So it is looking less, but there is enough space for water to go in. Because we put a tea light, right? We put a tea light inside to burn it. So that tea light is enough for that pin holder. That same size it is. So there is I am very happy that you are seeing it so minutely.
No, because we had a diffuser right in front of us. So I was just wondering how the water level could go above it. So that is why.
Yeah, but the diffusers are of different, different heights you get it. So this one has got little, and diffuser was like in the bathroom actually. And I got an idea, why not I use a diffuser to make some arrangement so that inside it's looking very interesting to me.
Okay.
So we need, as you have learned, that we need water. Water is an energy for all the arrangement. We have to provide a life energy. So this is how we have to work with the water only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions? These were the only ones.
I'm very happy. Yeah. I mean, you have learned. Okay. Now Mona can ask.
Hello, ma'am. Firstly, let me congratulate you on this. It's a wonderful book. I'm thoroughly enjoying seeing it every single day. I'm glancing it since the last 4 or 5 days, trying to look at the arrangements more and more. And I'm really, really enjoying. Congratulations. It's a beautiful book. So
Thank you so much. So come on, you have a questions, right? Looking at the book.
Yeah, I was wondering, in this forest bath, the Shinrin Yoko, that arrangement, how I know these containers are very, very shallow. So how did you manage putting water and like how are these leaves holding on to it? Like the driftwoods, the garden greens that are there.
Yeah. So you are talking about the landscape arrangement, right? That's a landscape. Yeah. Landscape done in 2 or 3 containers. Yeah. It is a shallow thing, but I have used pin holder, and the pin holders are kept in a plastic, this thing, like I made a potly kind of thing. Inside there is a water, and inside I have put a pin holder. So it is getting water. Water source has to be created anyhow. And then to hold the grains, I have put the pin holder, as I said. And to cover it up, if you will see those things, I have used driftwood. So those things, mechanic is being covered up. So you can't see the actual mechanic of the arrangement.
So it's so well covered up with those driftwoods.
Yeah, you need to, that all mechanic you have to learn doing Ikebana.
Even I would have the same question for African safari. That is also extremely shallow. So
no, it is not. It's a regular soup bowl which I picked up from my last tour to Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. So it's a soup bowl. It's a dip, but in the picture it's looking like a flat. And there also it's a pin holder, and the water is there.
And this a new creation, that arrangement, it's looking so lovely in the orange peel. It's so innovative. So I was wondering, like, how can we keep this orange peel?
Orange peel, you can't keep it for a longer time, I suppose. But I was not thinking those days to make an arrangement which lasts longer for us. It was just my activity of day-to-day life. And after that, I realized that everything lives for the present. Also, we must also learn to live in a present and enjoy the present.
Yeah.
So that was like, if your present is beautiful, you are seeing it at that moment and enjoying. I think that's the best part of it.
Correct.
But like if you do, like for some reason, then peel the thing at that time only.
Right.
So 3 hours, 4 hours, the peel will stay, right?
But how would you hold the water or something in it?
Oh, there is a cup pin holder. You know what is cup pin holder?
No.
I have picked up this cup pin holder from Japan. It's a cup pin holder. The pin holder is there and it's outside covered with the metal and it is painted black. So this is kept and it has been covered with the pill, so you really can't see how it is kept. That curiosity, like how you are curious to know that how you have done this, that makes a book interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
You have no clue, you could, put in.
So you learn that how did I make this, and you are curious. That is what I received so many questions. So I said, let me clear up with my students only.
And even in reaching out and less is the need, both of them are cane baskets. So cane basket if they get wet, the cane gets spoiled.
No. Cane, you can't put water because it will spill from the corner, right? But this is a Japanese cane basket. They give with the holder inside. Here is my cane basket. There is a holder inside. See, if you see.
Okay.
Right? There is a one round wooden they give. It comes like that only. But suppose we are buying Indian, so keep anything inside, like any glass or anything inside, it will hold water.
Right. Put the glass and put your pin holder in there.
Yeah, anything. So it holds water and your basket doesn't get spoiled.
Yes. Okay.
So you are curious, how did I put the water energy inside? Oh, that's nice.
Yes, I was. Well, I think I had one more, like, you've used very day-to-day flowers, like you can very locally found, plucked, as you said, cut wherever you went. So these arrangements will be lasting hardly for a day or something.
Yeah, even like hibiscus. Periwinkle stays for at least 3 days. This is hibiscus, as it is, it's like is for 1 day from morning to evening. If you see on the plant also, it dies in the evening. So that's a 1 day. Yes. So we are enjoying the moment. I said, enjoy the present. So that time I was enjoying seeing the arrangement. And in that mood, the flower brings a lot of positive energy in your house. So I was reading a book. I don't know who has written it or who has quoted it. If you have got 2 pounds, okay, so from 1 pound you buy a bread and another pound you use it for flour, which is a food for your soul. So you eat with 1 pound, but you need a nourishing, or you can say you need something for your soul also to be happy. So use the other one for that. So this is what it is, that it brings a lot of positive energy inside you.
Correct. They're all beautiful. Each and every arrangement is so beautiful, Purnima. Thank you once more for this lovely book.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, Nasreen, are you there to ask me questions?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations on bringing out the book. I think you really worked so single-handedly, not just the arrangements, but even the photography and so many other aspects, and even the colors, the way the book has been presented, it's very enjoyable, very interesting. And the titles also, the way you have conceptualized the titles to represent the arrangements is very interesting. Of course, I'm quite amazed at how you are creating the different how you're putting together the different materials. And as you've always said, that it really comes out of practice. And I think once you said, I don't even know how I do it, it just happens, But I have some questions. Like, for instance, Mona was talking about the orange peel or some other arrangements. So are there any such, do you feel that in, the traditional or the classical Ikebana, there are some materials which you should not use, but actually, one can break the boundary and use them also. Do you feel that, sometimes when you select a material, you wondered, can I use this or not for a Ikebana arrangement?
I will say when you are doing a free expression, you do according to your wish. but stay in the boundary of your whatever school you are doing, that rules and regulations, and you can express your idea, your feeling, your thought in the arrangement using whatever material you get. Here I had no choice of material. So whatever I had, I just used that. So you can use anything to make anything.
Yeah. So even that arrangement, though, the Beauty and the Beast, the Beauty and the Beast too. So there are those very little harsh looking those berries. So one would normally think that you cannot use this in Ikebana.
Or the one which you are talking about, the castor oil berries, right? Beauty and the Beast has got castor oil berries, and the one flower is there, right? One that, because I don't now remember all the arrangement. Yeah. Okay. So why not use the berries? Of course, you can use those harsh looking berries showing the best part of it. You can.
Okay.
And it is actually a plant material. It is not an artificial thing. It's a plant material. So we use dry to fresh to every stage of the material is very, very interesting to project it in a different fashion. You must use, and that is teaches us the life cycle also. From the bud to how you die. Every part of the material is so interesting to use.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then also all the arrangements are very simple, and yet they have a lot of movement. So can you explain how you have created all this movement in your arrangements?
See, Ikebana is, if we see the essential, you are with me from last, I think, 10 years. So we know that from the first lesson when you are learning, you start creating depth from subject to object, right? Any arrangement when we are learning, there has to be a movement, otherwise it becomes stagnant. So you have to create a movement with whatever lines you have got, and with the practicing, you get into that you can never do a flat arrangement. So this is all your practice will make you how to create a movement. You don't make it intentionally, it just comes like that. It just not automatically just comes like that, because your practice has made you so distinct that there is no, you can't make it only. You try doing that flat arrangement, you will never be able to do it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And is in the freestyle and the classical styles, is there any, did you use the classical styles as the base for your freestyles, or they were only through your experience and practice that you created the freestyles, or you consciously based it on certain classical styles?
Okay, in that question, I will say free expression is, again, I've always told you in the class that your arrangement should base on any basic style. You can't just take the flower and make the arrangement as and what you like. But with the practice, if you will see some of my arrangements, and if you will observe, you will see that it is based on that. But there is a free. So you play around with those boundaries and make it more freer with little extra material or with less material or little unusual material. So if you go through the book, you may see one or two arrangements based on inclining form or something like that. And there's somewhere you take a freedom to express it also. But you have to be thorough first with your basics. That is very, very important to try any free expression, to be thorough first with your basics, then step by step you go for your freestyle. Anything and everything, we cannot say that is a freestyle, so it's allowed in Ikebana. No. That's how it is.
Yeah. Okay. And last question, did you use oasis in any of the arrangements?
Nasreen, do you think I will use oasis anytime?
No, I
do you think Ohara school allows us to use oasis?
Okay.
We have never encouraged anybody. Which
Okay.
vases you
So you
think?
shared the secrets of some of the vases.
Yeah, so you tell me which vases you felt I've used oasis.
Like the cane baskets, I was wondering, or the
Cane baskets, no, I
the-
showed you that is some basket and everything. I've kept it ready. See, there is a glass I showed you before. There is no, and then I've kept one stick also, if you can see it. That's a crossbar. That's a permanent thing with me. So it becomes easy. No using oasis. I don't allow you people to use oasis in the class also. So no questions of oasis. Our school also doesn't allow us to use oasis.
Okay. Thank you, Purnima. Wonderful. It was really a nice experience going through the book. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now we go back to Sharda.
Yeah. Hi, Purnima ji. Congratulations on your second book. And everything has come together beautifully. The book, the arrangements, the photography, everything has come together beautifully.
Thank you.
So we look forward to one more book next year, maybe.
Oh, that's too fast. We need a breathing space in between. Yes.
Okay.
This talk came accidentally. I was not planning to make it. I said that this came
accidents do happen. So.
Yeah, and I think it has come out nice. It was good accident.
I want to ask you, most of the arrangements are freestyle in your book. So I want to know, how do you decide your arrangement? You see the flowers and then decide the vase, or you see the vase and then decide what flowers you're going to put in that?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I had no choice of choosing the material in that time. So I used to get whatever I had. And I used to see around. There were no, as you know, we never had servants or anybody who can take out a big vases and give. And the materials were very small. So you were supposed to use according to the size of the flowers. So whatever I have not used for many years, you won't believe certain vases I had never ever used, I took it out and I've used it. So that was a chance where I got to use those small vases which I had collected over the years. In that case, sometimes I choose flowers first and make the combination with the vase, or I choose vase and then I think what flowers will go with them. Any way you can go about, but in free expression, or me as an artist, I don't think, I just take it and I think the flower talks to me that they want to be put this way or that way. That is what I feel, because I never tried it out, I never practice, I don't do anything, and this was for fun. So there was no question of practicing any arrangement.
Yeah. Okay. And then in your book, you have used some Japanese phrases, like this Ishin, Denshin, which have been translated.
Heart to heart. Yeah, heart to heart.
So how did you come across these phrases?
Yeah, but on Google, we get all those Japanese words. So what happened that I wanted a little Japanese touch also, because it's a Indian artist making a Japanese art into a book. So I wanted that touch also. Their art is there, but I never wanted only English name. I wanted to really connect it to their art. So I used to heart, I got it. Then I used to look at in the Google that what will go best with that Japanese word. So that is how I got some words of Japanese.
Interesting.
Yeah. That makes little interesting to know that what is so catchy that, you saw that word and you felt there is something different.
Yeah. Okay. And have you used any lighting while photographing?
No, Sarda, there was no thing like that. I should say I have clicked simply with my iPhone 7. That's also 7, not even 12. Now we have got much better than before. And it has come out nice.
Yeah, the pictures
and it was the time, and the time I used to take when the sun was good. So usually we finished our work in the morning, right? And then we are free from like 11 to 12:31 before our lunch time. So that was the time when I used to shoot. That time I saw that the light should be there in the room.
Ambient
So
light,
it's
whatever.
done in the daylight. It's done in the daylight. Absolutely.
Okay.
No
Yeah, but
extra
it
light.
shouldn't
no
be
extra
very
light.
bright also, otherwise the pictures won't come out well. So
Yeah,
the right
so it's
kind of
not
light.
that sunny, right? That room is that work room is like that. That the light I used to go get best in 10 to 12. So,
Okay.
and this is just for a fun I was making. So I never thought, like my first book, if you compare, it was professionally clicked, right? With the proper setting and everything.
Yeah.
This was for fun we were doing it. I was doing it. So no question
Yeah,
of
but it
anything
has
thought about it.
come out very well, even though it was not
Yeah, so
planned.
we must tell that Apple people to promote the book. Don't you think
I
so?
told you, you put some picture and say
We
shot
must-
on iPhone.
iPhone 7. Yeah, I think we must do that.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I had some questions which were answered previously. So that's it. All the best for your
Okay.
next.
Thank you. That we will think again. Okay. Now Sharda and Jayshree, they are my very senior students. They are with me from last 20-25 years. So they know all the technique and everything how to do it. Now Jayshree, any questions from you?
Good evening, Purnima ji. It was a very nice book. Congratulations.
Yeah, we can do.
There is no question. It is very perfect. No mistake, and everything is very nice. I want
That
to.
you feel
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
enjoying the
very,
book.
yeah, very nice. We enjoyed.
So I hope you will get inspired to do something like that. And
Yes,
for you
yes.
people to pick up will be very easy because you are seeing this flowers every time next to your house, right? So
Okay,
we
okay.
have to learn that we don't have to buy
Yes.
anything actually.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Purnima ji.